Switch gears and talk to, as I like to say, KK number 2. City Councillor Kevin Klein for Charleswood, Tuxedo, Westwood. How are you, sir?
I am very well, KK number 1, the only one.
Hey, listen, I wanted to get your thoughts a little bit on the year that it has been, the crazy year that it has been. And I wanted to ask you, first and foremost, Kevin, what have been, do you think, the biggest challenges professionally that you have faced in the last 10 months during this pandemic?
Professionally, I think the challenges are more internal for myself. Challenges personally would be, the example you had just shared with that gentleman from Canada Post and all the negativity online. Haven't we had enough? I think we've just kind of reached the point where we've had enough of the negativity online. And my mom used to always say misery loves company. Well, I think Hotel Misery is booked. It's full. We need to start focusing on some positive stuff. And all this week on any of my social media platforms, I'm not putting anything out except positive stuff, jokes, whatever it might be, because I think we've reached enough. But on the good side, though, we've proven, I think, politically that we can allow more people to participate in democracy and have their voice heard at City Hall via digital means. I think for years and years we've made that process very hard because we try to deter people from coming to City Hall. We don't want to actually hear from them. And this has allowed more and more people to participate, and I think that's great. I think we've learned how important parks and green spaces truly are to our city. That's fantastic. And I really appreciate the fact that, many people have gained this new interest and new respect for local businesses in the city. That's fantastic.
That is fantastic. All right. So, but let me ask you this then. What do you think the city has done well during the last 10 months, and what have you not done so well?
Well, I think from the perspective of doing well, again, is how we've allowed people to access the democratic process at City Hall. We've done that very well. We've done a good job of trying to keep the communication going, and that I will salute all of my colleagues on council for. Everybody has been very active and participating on their social media platforms to get information out. But to be quite honest, I don't think we've accomplished very much at City Hall in this last year. I don't think we've accomplished really that much that residents wanted us to accomplish. We accomplished more what I think a few individuals wanted on council, but as far as really making a difference or implementing policy change that would help our future or make an impact today, we really didn't act quickly, and that's been very disappointing for me. I think that you were finally seeing lights being shone on the division at City Hall because of the dysfunctional government. We've got some restricted access to the public service, which is now showing some major concerns, major concerns. Do we really know what's happening inside our public service? Things haven't changed for years and years and years. Councils have changed, mayors have changed, but some of the same issues we're hearing today, we've heard for years and years and years. We're not looking at the right place. So, all of these things we could have addressed.
And I wonder and I question, and I'm not alone in this, why is that, Kevin? Is it just, for lack of a better term, the format is so ensconced that, we do things this way that, change is feared?
You know what? I mean, we have the Executive Policy Committee. Each one of them are hand-selected by the mayor. They make up a majority, so whatever vote comes through, they win. They're all paid more, but they're only on there if they vote yes. So that could be one part of it. And I mean this in the most respectful way. It's hard to pinpoint people on council that have any business experience. And I think that's a big part of it. You have people that have, government experience and such, but you don't have individuals that are experienced with dealing with customers and customer service. So the public service can come down with a report, and we tend to accept it for what it is. But in my world, where I came from, we would question everything, even if it was, a long-term employee who's been with us for 20 years. We'd like to know where they got the data from. We would like it to be verified. It had to make sense, and we would question that, and it was okay because it made us all better. But we don't do that there. We just accept what's being said and move on. And that I just think that's mismanagement, and that's what's causing a lot of concern in the city, and it's really setting us back years.
So if you had the magic wand, and you could wave that tomorrow on Christmas Eve day, how would you change things, Kevin?
I would start by going department by department and engaging a lot of our staff. I think we have a lot of really talented, dedicated staff in the city of Winnipeg. I've spoken to a lot of them. I get to have outside chats with many of them, and it's very enlightening what they tell me and what I hear. They have great ideas. They all want to do good. Sure, you're going to have some bad apples, but, these things start at the top. So you have to change the management style from the top down. And, we had the whole issue with supervisors or inspectors. And, we know there's other stuff going on, but we're not talking about it. We're ignoring it. I would go in there and start addressing it department by department. I would start looking into every nook and cranny. We have accounts we found an account this year that has millions of dollars in it that nobody knew about. That kind of stuff can't happen. And we would have found that easily had we implemented the zero budget review that I asked for in 2019 that everybody's afraid of doing. Well, now we know why they're afraid of doing. What else is being hidden? We have to take these steps. It's not bad. It's just time. Change can be good and it can be positive. If you engage with people that are on the team, they have great ideas. Let's sit down and start having different discussions, not the same old political discussions. Well, if you can give me a crosswalk, I'll vote for that. That's silly. It's not
all
working.
Right, so you know that this question had to come, and you talk about change at the top.
I would like a new car for Christmas, if that's what you're asking. Yes, absolutely.
I've got to ask it. You have every right to not answer, but I'm going to ask it. Councillor Klein, is there a chance we may see your name on the ballot when it comes for the top job in this city in a couple of years?
Well, let me say this. I know that our city is in a bad situation right now. People are hurting. People are losing their job. Families are losing their businesses. People are worried about the future. And I think more and more people are looking to us for leadership, honesty. They're looking for an actual vision of our city. They don't want more studies. They don't want more politics. And those are my priorities, and I'm going to focus on doing my job, the job that I'm paid for right now by residents, and I'm going to do the best that I can. That's what I've done all my life, and I'm going to continue doing that. But I do believe if Winnipeggers want me to run for mayor, they will tell me when the time comes. But I want to say this. I'm certainly not going to sit by just because Mayor Bowman decided to announce 2 years early that he's not running for mayor, and allow bad decisions to continue at City Hall. These decisions are going to impact us negatively. The debt that we're going into right now is astronomical, and it's going to hurt us. I can't stress that enough. And I think it's very, very important we continue to focus on managing the city better, because we can't afford 2 more years of mismanagement. And if he's not going to be running again, we have to be more diligent. And we have to ask more questions and be more firm there, because we have to be ready in 2 years so that we have a better city. Like, we have to stop what's happening today.
Well, let me just say this. Best tap dance ever. And that certainly sounds like a platform of sorts. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I'm trying to get better at that stuff after being in the media all those years.
Kevin, it is always great to talk to you, and certainly wish you and your family a wonderful holiday season. I appreciate you taking the time, and we'll obviously be talking in 2021.
Thank you, KK, and thank you so much for all you do in the community and for your show. It always brings a smile to my face. It's great to hear you back on the air all the time.
Thanks, Kev. City Councillor Kevin Klein, Councillor for Charleswood, Tuxedo, Westwood. It is 10:46. We'll take a break. Weather is next.